Hey guys, Jeff here from Sub to Empire. This week we're going to talk about how to get unlimited leads delivered to your inbox at absolutely zero cost. Stick around. All right, guys, welcome back. Before we get started here, if you wouldn't mind, take a look below and find the thumbs up. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and then if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us out tremendously. So let's jump into how we are going to get these motivated seller leads dumped directly to our email inbox or wherever we'd like to send them. For absolutely no cost, absolutely free of charge, delivered every single day like clockwork. There is a service out there, and many of you probably already know this, but there is a service out there called IFTTT, IFTTT.com. And that stands for If This Then That. And the purpose of If This Then That, IFTTT, is you build this, what they call recipes. And so if you meet a certain condition, then turn around and do this. And what we were able to do, we can't do this anymore, unfortunately. It's they've taken away this particular this app that you use to build this recipe. But what you would do is you would say, okay, use this search string, go out to, say, Craigslist, and search Craigslist for this with these particular parameters. Pull that data into IFTTT, and then send it out in an email to yourself, to whomever or whatever you would like to use to manage that information. But like I said, unfortunately, they have gotten rid of that app. We can no longer do that, but we do have a workaround. I'm bringing this up again because I do believe that a lot of people stopped using that service or stopped using this as a lead source whenever IFTTT cut that app off. They disabled that app and they got rid of it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. I'm going to jump on the computer here now. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm going to show you how we can get around this problem that we have now. By the way, this doesn't just work with Craigslist. This can work with Zillow. This can work with any number of lead sources. Anywhere where you can send an email or you can get notifications sent to an email, this will work for you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump over to the computer and we're going to get started. I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up. See you there. All right, here we are on the computer, and on the screen right now is the website IFTTT, and I'm only showing you this, I don't know, for whatever reason. We're not actually going to use this, but it is a really cool site, especially if you're like into like home automation or, it just does all kinds of stuff. And really all it is a service connector. It connects, one service with another, or it'll perform certain actions for you. We're not going to concentrate on IFTTT because we're not actually going to use it. So I'm going to close this window down, and the very first tool that we're going to look at is called Trello. Trello is really, really cool because what Trello is everybody's seen sticky notes that you can kind of just take off the wall. If maybe you've built out a kind of a workflow or something where you've taken sticky notes, you've stuck them on a wall, and you thought, well, that particular sticky note doesn't belong in that process, and you can take the sticky note off and you put it on another part of the wall. Maybe you're making a flow chart or something. This is kind of really, really similar to that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me just jump in here. Do you see how this is set up? This is actually my a Trello board that I have set up. They set these up. You can have different boards with different topics. So for example, you can see I've got all kinds of different boards here. But when you create a board, you come to this screen. This is what it looks like. And inside this board, you can create these lists. So you would just add another list. And then inside the list, you can add a card. And so what you're able to do is not only are you able to move these lists around like this, you're also able to take these pieces, these whatever these cards are on this list, and you're able to move those around as well. It's a really, really neat tool, and there are a lot of people out there that actually use this for their CRM, because you can actually automate this as well. There is a paid service, there's a paid subscription to this where you can automate all these processes. There's also a tool called Zapier. If you're not familiar with Zapier, Zapier.com, that will allow for, say you complete an action inside one of these cards. Zapier will go out and, automate this whole thing for you. I'm not going to get into it today, but just know that there is the possibility you could make this your entire CRM if you wanted to. Or at the very least, you can make it a lead management tool if you wanted to. But as you can see here, I created this new list, and it's called referrals. I have no cards underneath this referral here. With Craigslist, what you're able to do, so I'll just jump over to Craigslist real quick. What you're able to do is you are able to send notifications directly from Craigslist. So whatever city you're in, like I'm in St. Louis, this is stlouis.craigslist.org. Whatever city you're in, whatever major, metropolitan area you're in, you're going to have something similar. Craigslist is all over the United States, and you're not going to have a problem finding your area in Craigslist, more than likely. So the first thing we want to do, if you are not using Trello, you would need to go out and set up a Trello account. Just go to Trello.com and you'll set up an account. There are going to be limitations with the free service, but nevertheless, it is free. You can do this entirely for free. If you don't want to use Trello, you just need to make sure that the service you're sending your Craigslist notifications to has the ability to send an email to it. And what I mean by that is, let me just show you inside Trello. If I go over here to this little button, I click on Show Menu, and then I click on More. You can see there's this little setting right here that says Email to Board Settings. All right, and so this is the email address. If I wanted to send an email from any other service out there, I would send it to this email address. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring it into my Trello account. And then if you drop down here where it says your emailed cards appear in, this is a list. If you click right here, this is a list of all the different lists that you have created here. So you see I have referrals, seller marketing calendar, resources, and I have that same thing here, referrals, seller marketing calendar, and resources. Okay, so what it's saying is if you send an email to this email address, it's going to put that new data in this one particular list, which for me is going to be referrals. And then it's going to ask you what position you'd like to put it in. I want it at the top. So you can change that to the bottom if you choose, depending on, just how you would like to see this information. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to go into Craigslist and I'm going to set up notifications for every new item that comes into this certain search criteria that I have. Okay. When Craigslist sends out an email, I'm going to send it to that email address, and it's going to show up right here in this referrals list. So that being said, let's jump over to Craigslist and let me show you how to set this up. All right. In order for this to work, you have to have a Craigslist account. So you need to create an account on Craigslist if you don't already have one. I'm just going to go in here. I've already logged in, so as soon as you log in, it takes you directly to this page, which I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. I guess they want you to, make sure all your current postings are valid or whatever it is. But the first thing you're going to do is go over here to these breadcrumbs right here and just go back to the home page, go back to Craigslist. You are going to jump into real estate for sale right here, right? And the very, very first thing you want to do is you don't want to forget this. This is hugely important because otherwise you're going to be getting notifications from realtors and just all kinds of junk that you don't want. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to go up here and click this little down arrow here, right here. And you can see right now we are real estate for sale. We're right here. There's real estate by broker. There's real estate by owner. We want real estate by owner. And then we want to jump over here and kind of narrow this down. You don't have to if you're in an area where, maybe it's an area you're working a large area or something like that. But for me, I like to stay about 20 miles within my own zip code. So that's what I'm going to do. I want my price to be no more than 300,000. And as you can see, I've got autofill here, and because I've already done this. Minimum bedrooms, I want a minimum of 2, a maximum of 4. Bathrooms, I'm not going to worry about. Square footage, I'm not going to worry about because our square footage, it ranges. I mean, it just there's a huge variation in square footage in our area. Then we are going to jump down to housing type, and we're going to select our housing type. If you're only doing houses, just check house. If you're doing condos, you can do condos. I don't do condos. Condos are very, very risky to me, so I kind of stay away from them. I've got house selected here, and then I'm just going to update the search. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to start filtering out the types of properties that I want to see. All right. And the way that I do that is by using this bar up here. Okay. So the way that Craigslist is going to work is you can filter out. Let's say that I was looking for any one of these particular listings that had the word flip in the description. You see over here it says search titles only. Well, if I don't check that, it's actually going to go out and it's going to look at not only the title, but it's actually going to look inside the ad itself, and it's going to find the word flip, and it's going to serve up that particular ad. So let's say I put flip in there. I click on search. All right. Now you see what I've got. I've got whatever is seven different properties here. Well, now let's say that you want to group this together. So now you want to include different keywords. You wouldn't want to have to go in here and, search for a keyword flip, and then, maybe another keyword is fixer upper, or, fix and flip, or something like that. You wouldn't want to have to do that over and over and over again. Craigslist will allow you to search multiple keywords, but you have to format it in a very, very specific way. So here's how you do that. If you're looking for the word flip and you're going to want to search on other things, you have to put the word flip in parentheses and in quotes. So we're going to do flip in quotes. Let's just hit search just to see. So now you can see it's the same. The search completed. Nothing has changed on the screen. Now we're going to use a little character. It's right above your enter key on your keyboard, and it's the pipe key. So, and this is what it looks like. The pipe key is just a straight down line, and what it means to Craigslist, it's an or statement. It means or. So I can look for the word flip, or I can look for the word rehab, or I can look for the term, which, by the way, I forgot to mention this. It doesn't have to be a single word. whatever is in these quotes is what Craigslist is going to go out and search. So it can be fix and flip, right? Or, I don't know, as is. I forgot to put the quote around at the beginning of that, right? So if I go out now and I hit search, look what happens. All of these properties start showing up here. Okay? So there are, I mean, there's the opportunities are totally endless here. But let's say that there are words that you do not want to include. Most of you know we probably don't, we can work with realtors, but the majority of us are not going to want to, particularly the wholesalers, because they know that they can't really make a lot of money if they've got to pay a realtor as well. Shouldn't scare you from working with realtors, by the way. But regardless, I'm going to show you how we're going to filter out terms that we do not want. And it's very, very simple. All we're going to do is we're going to look at our search term. We're going to leave it the way that it is. We're going to add a minus sign, right? And then we're going to, this minus sign, it's going to filter out. It's going to say, don't show me any, show me all of these, but don't show me anything that has this word in it. And let's say that word is, I don't know, realtor. Okay. So now we can go out and search. I don't know if anything's changed here, but I can promise you that none of these ads here have the word realtor in them. Okay. But that's not all. We can filter out multiple words here. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate what we want to filter out by commas. So we're going to put a comma in. We're going to add the minus sign, the quote, and then let's say we want to filter out mobile home. Okay. If we're only looking for houses, mobile home would make sense for us to get into. Let's say then we're going to look up, let's do rent to own. Okay. You can just keep this going. There is going to be a limit to this. Okay. So we hit enter and now, or we hit search. And now we have these properties and you can go in and verify these. Let's say, I don't know, let's take a look at this one. You can go in here and you can look that it includes none of our keywords. We don't have rehab in here. We don't have the term realtor. We don't have mobile home in here. We don't have rent to own in here. But we do have as is, which is one of our keywords. And remember, our keywords, when they're separated by that pipe symbol, it means or. So you can have more than one of those keywords included in this ad. You don't have to have just the one. So this one does meet our criteria. And we just go in and take a look at it and see what it's all about. And if you like it, great. You can call on it. You can just go up here and click reply. You can send an email, whatever it is. What I want to show you the magic here now. Okay, so the magic with this is, now that you have this search criteria created, you see this little link right here where it says save search? You can now save this search. Okay, and so I've saved that search right here. And I would probably just go in, you can see the different criteria. They've named it actually what our search criteria was. I would probably just go in, I would click on edit right here, and I would go in and I would just rename it, I don't know, fix and flip deals. There we go. I'm going to save that. And then all you have to do at this point is you just click this little button right here and it will turn it on. Okay. Now, if you've created an account with an email address that sends it to your inbox, that's okay. But if you want to use a tool like Trello, or if you want to use a tool, I don't know, some of you, Podio's super popular in the real estate investing space, and you can email to particular apps inside Podio. I'm not getting into Podio on this video, but you can do that. And so you would set up an app inside Podio, and the Craigslist account that you created would be that address inside Podio. For us, however, I have this going to my email address, but if I wanted to send this information to Trello, I would need to register an account with Trello on Craigslist. So let me clarify this for you. If I go to Show Menu, and then I click on Email to Board Settings, this email address that I have right here, I would need to create a Craigslist account with that email address. Okay? So whenever you create that account, Craigslist is going to send you verification. You know, it's going to want you to verify that account. They're going to send that verification to this referral card right here, to this card. They're going to send it to this list and this card, and you will be able to click on it, and you'll be able to verify this email address. And from there, you just set it and forget it. From there, every single day, whenever something new comes in that meets your criteria that you set up in your Save Search, if I go to my account, I go to Searches, the criteria that you set up in this Save Search, anytime anything new is listed, it's going to come in to Trello. And so that's how you get around this. And like I said before, this does not have to be just Craigslist. This can be any service. It could be, I don't know, if you're looking for FSBOs maybe on Zillow or on Redfin or something like that, they can all send new listings to your Trello account or to whatever other account you choose. One thing I do want to go back and mention about this is, I forgot about this, so pay attention here. You don't necessarily want relevant information. So you see this little drop down right here? You want the newest information. Okay? You want newest all the time. And so when you save that search, it actually saves a new one. We're going to delete this one. And let me just rename this one to Fix and Flip Deals. All right. So that's all there is to it. That's how you can get around that whole if this then that. If you've used if this then that before to do this, and you were discouraged because you could no longer do it, this is your workaround. This can still be done, and I highly, highly recommend this, because ultimately, if you really, really think about this, motivated sellers, if they're truly motivated and they need to sell a house super fast, guess what? They probably don't have the money to pay a realtor, or maybe even the time to pay a realtor. They're just going to ask themselves, why not? Why wouldn't I put this out on Craigslist? It wouldn't make any sense not to. So, or any of the other free listing sites. So I hope that you use this in your business. I hope that this is something that is valuable to you, because I don't think a lot of people, after it was wildly popular before to use IFTTT to get this done. I'm not sure that, I think, there's this whole trend whenever something new happens, it takes a long time to catch on. And I'm hoping that's the case here. Regardless, if you use this method, even if you don't get a deal from this is super simple to set up, and it's going to be great practice. So go out there, set this up, and get this done. Start having those leads hit your inbox every single day. Thanks for joining me. I will catch you on the next one.